So,
good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Wow, it is May 22nd, 2025.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got a special guest today, and we're going to get started, I don't know, right about now. So, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Jennifer Woodland with her big, beautiful smile. How you doing there? Looking good. Julio Figueroa in the house. My friend, how are you, sir? Good to see you, my friend. Kelly Grant showed up, too. Ron Cardozo is here.
Hey, sir. What's up, my man?
A lot of people rolling in here. Dan Freshley, Mark Baylor. Yeah, Frank Seidman, a bunch of people, man, just so floating in here. I got to tell you, we got a special guest today, Chelsea Gardner. We're going to get into that real soon. Woo. But, and this is going to go great. We had Josh Pitts, and he was talking about video and his app. By the way, the app is epic. I did my first one yesterday. Chelsea commented and said, "You screwed up in this part." Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you to point my shortcomings out publicly. No, it was privately. She texted me. Anyways, so Chelsea, now the video thing that Josh went over is going to just work so great with what Chelsea's got going, and she does that too. But so today's going to be really, really good from the advertising standpoint to enjoy, right, with Chelsea. I got to tell you what, Chris Johnstone just talked to us in the green room about some AI stuff that's happening. This, guys, it is like, I don't even know what to think. I'm literally speechless, Chris. Like, I'm literally speechless. Just give us a little snippet of tomorrow, just for the people that are kind of piling in here. We got to give us a little time anyway, Chelsea, so hang tight. So,
yeah. Well, Frank, we would never want you to be speechless. Kristen, would you agree that's the first time?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure his mother would agree as well.
Oh, God. All right. I can take it. I'm a sailor.
Go ahead,
Chris.
You're the best. Okay, so Google is doing their I/O conference this week.
Yeah.
And they are launching some epic news. The first of which is that they now have Gemini, which is their version of ChatGPT. So Google's competing version of ChatGPT, Gemini. It's now showing up across almost all searches in America. So they've now made it like standard when you go to Google and you do a Google search, it is replacing the search results with an AI agent that answers your question. And you've probably seen that pop up on your screen occasionally as they start to roll it out, but they're being super aggressive with it because they're losing search traffic. Well, here's the stat that they came out with. Over 80% of the searches that have that AI pop up at the top with Gemini don't result in a click.
Wow, that's something else, man.
So that's website traffic, like why are people going to go to websites when the answer is just right on the front page?
Yeah.
So
fascinating.
Total shift in strategy. And Frank, I got one more for you. So they announced the ability for you to use agents inside of Gemini. And all agents is you give AI a question and it can go out and use other AIs as like employees to go do that task for you. So you ask the main question to the one AI and it goes out and works with all these other AIs to solve the problem. Do you know what they used as the case study to sell agents to the world?
At their big conference, at their big show.
Like the show, the Google conference where everybody goes. The example was Zillow. They actually used the real estate.
Hey, so what does that mean, Chris? So when they used it, like give me an example when they used it at their Zillow.
So I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in this location at this price range that matches this style that's close to this school. So you give that prompt to one AI at the top. It goes out and it has one AI that searches, one AI that pulls back all the search listings and says, how about this one? How about this one? How about this one? And then you go, yes. Well, then it gives it to another AI agent. It reaches out to the agent on the website, books an appointment for you to go see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man,
It's
put your boots on,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Tomorrow.
Put your boots on, Carl.
A little
White.
preview for tomorrow. Yeah. Golly, man.
Golly.
I did something. Chris told me something really cool the other day. He said, Carl, here's what I want you to do. Open AI on your phone, like ChatGPT. Open it on Maria's phone. Introduce the two of them together so they can hear each other. I'm holding the phones up side by side. So mine's Hermie and Maria's is Charlie. I said, Hermie, you're going to take the position of this thing. And Charlie, you're going to take the opposite position of it. Like, I don't know, I'm just going to give an example. Broker, banker. That's not the example, but something like that, right? So, all right, you take the position of why it's better to be a banker. You take it's better to want to be a broker. Go. And we just sat and listened to this incredible conversation. It was absolutely, one would say, well, have you thought about this? And of course, the other, well, I have, but this other thing, it was absolutely phenomenal listening to it. It was crazy good. The only thing I didn't like, I said, hey, you guys can spice it up a little bit. They wouldn't be obnoxious to each other. That's what I was really going for. Is like, Jane, you ignorant jerk, kind of thing. So, but they wouldn't do that. So anyway, that was really cool.
Wow. Man, oh man. So tomorrow's going to be really epic. Carl, I was telling Chris, I got to figure out a way to get that all crammed into about a 5-word subject line for the email that goes out tomorrow. So I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT or Gemini to try and put that together for me. But man, that's going to be really, really fascinating to talk about. That's pretty interesting stuff. So anyways, so before we bring on our special guest, Chelsea, I figured we could absolutely just go ahead and check out a couple of wins. Here's a better idea. If you were in Steve's masterclass yesterday, if you were
lucky enough,
say yes in the chat.
So
say yes. I want to see if there's anybody here that was happened to be in Steve's masterclass. So yeah, there's some peeps popping in. Yeah. So all right. So then we'll take it to the next step here. Takeaways from Steve's masterclass. So let's go. Let's get a couple of people to give us some takeaways from the masterclass that Steve.
Other than handsome can also be smart. Other than that.
Hey, it was great to have everybody. It was a great time. So
other than wish Frank was there. Exactly.
Yes, so, other than that.
Yeah. So so we got a bunch of yeses in there. Come on, guys, raise your hand. Somebody raise your hand. Give us what a nice takeaway from that. Something you walked away with it going, man, that's cool. I can work on that right now.
Mary says make 13 calls a day. And I had a couple conversations with people right after the master class that were like,
Sandy,
overcomplicating everything. Mm-hmm. And then it really just comes down to that something very simple like that. But we get all over the place with this big thing.
Yeah. Well, hey, Sandy said this, getting back to the basics, I think, and even Ronald, it's so easy to get distracted. This business is intoxicated with busy.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to focus on the one thing. And then once you get out of survival mode and it's like stabilize. Now I'm starting to close some loans. Now let's add some farming. Let's add some tech. And, but the key is we just got to focus on the one or two things that move the needle and say no to a whole lot of things. Yeah. And that's what I love about what Chelsea's going to talk about today. So much of it is how do we have high touch, impact on our business that doesn't take a whole bunch of time. So, so I'm
going to take the wind out of Chelsea's sail here just for a second.
Okay.
Her basic blow wind in the sail.
Her basic message is that thing that we talk about here. Oprah can't make a cold call.
That's right.
Oprah can't make a cold call.
Yeah.
And what that means is, how do you pre-indoctrinate these people that even before you pick up the phone, that when you call them or when you see them or a real estate association, they tap you on the shoulder.
That's right.
Like, how do you make that happen? So, anyway, Chelsea.
Well, wait, before we get Chelsea, we got Brad real quick. Carl, sorry. And then we'll move to Chelsea. So go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, just real quick, it got me to analyze what's in my pipeline right now. 3/4 of the business that I have in there came from past customers.
Really?
So, going back and saying, where's your business coming from? Well, for me right now, 3/4 of it's from past customers. So, and that's exactly what we were talking about, build that warm list.
Yeah, there you go. That's good, man. That evaluation's clutch for sure. And really surprising, isn't it? It's past customers right now. And that should tell us all something on the show today. You know, past clients, man. Let's not neglect them.
It comes. I love what Steve said the other day. He said, actually, I missed an episode, so I was listening to it on the podcast when I was driving to Sarasota yesterday. He said, look at your closed loans. Look at the last 5 deals.
Mm-hmm.
What brought them in? Do more of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I just want to reach out and slap him sometime. Like,
that's what this black mark is right here, bro.
Right.
I mean, what are you talking about? I just didn't say anything.
good stuff, Steve.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's bring Chelsea Gardner up. Good morning, Chelsea. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
Man, doing great. Yeah. And Steve, you can chime in too, Carl, Kristen, but we all work with Chelsea.
Yes.
And Chelsea has helped us a lot with what Carl's talking about. It's getting that billboard out there, right? And
sometimes I feel like there's a hole in my back, and Chelsea's got her arm up there and is, doing I'm the dummy, so Chelsea is good.
I could have said something, but I won't.
I know.
Because
that almost didn't pass through my filter, but it did anyway. So.
It passed through half your filter. That was a half pass.
All right. Well, Chelsea, help us out here. In fact, when we talked last, we were talking about there's some changes coming around too, like with respect to real estate listings and things like where you can put those now or market them and that kind of a thing. Yeah, just give it the lowdown on that, and then what you got cooking and how you can help us out and where you're seeing the best results.
Yeah. So when kind of going back to what you were just saying with the changes in Facebook, thank goodness they are actually implementing some additional steps for spam and bot accounts. So hopefully we'll start seeing positive changes with that. They are trying to remove and reduce the amount of spam. If y'all have ever ran ads or even posted on social media, I'm sure you have seen a bazillion messages in your accounts. It's like your account's about to be shut down or you're going against community guidelines. And the next day they're not even a person anymore. They get kicked out. So hopefully they're kind of cracking down on that. And one of the things that kind of can spark that, just as a complete side note from ads, is putting links inside of your caption. So you want to be careful with putting website links or listing links or things like that inside of the main caption of the post. That can sometimes track or trigger the AI tool inside of Facebook to mark it as a spam.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean by the main caption?
Yeah, so you know how when you post let's say you post a picture of a house for sale, and then in the caption you're like, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, blah 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 blah, and then to view it go to www.thishouse.com.
Yeah.
Avoid putting that link. I've seen a lot of people state that the links are triggering an AI bot to flag that as a spam. So
where would you put
caption.
that?
They're in the comment.
You would put it where in the comment?
In the comments. Or I would use message me or comment below and I'll send you
message me
get
for
them
more
into your
information.
DMs and have those conversations directly. That would be my biggest suggestion.
Got it. Yeah.
And this is what you're saying. This is Facebook seeing a post, an ad. Is it an ad that I'm making or a post? It's an ad.
Yeah, that's just a post. Yeah.
Oh, just a post. Okay. Yeah. They'll let me do anything on an ad, right?
No, yeah. So with ads, that's a little different, right? So anytime we're running ads, so when I talk about paid ads, that's going to be something where you're putting money behind running a specific campaign. So, running a review ad or anything like that, a post to a specific audience, uploading a custom audience list like your past clients, your real estate agents, your pals, right? uploading those lists and targeting them directly through paid ads, meaning like I'm putting $5 a day behind this post to show it to these individuals. In those, you don't really want to put a link in the caption for those regardless, because there's a place specific for links inside of an ad. So you can actually put the URL where it's supposed to be, and when you click the ad, it'll take you to the URL. So you don't actually have to put links inside of those anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Mike. All right. So Mike's got his hand up already. All right, sure. Go for it, man. This isn't really the right time, Mike, but we'll take you. Come on, let's go. Are you there?
Okay. I wasn't sure if you could hear me. Sorry.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, it's cutting up on us.
A little bit, Mike. Try one more time, Mike. Now, Mike, you're chopped up, man.
I think he's in Canada, if I remember right.
Sorry, Mike, you're chopped up. Go out and come back in like I had to do yesterday. I think it was yesterday that happened to me. But all right, well, Chelsea. So yeah, give us some. I don't know. Where do we go with this?
What can we do?
Carl or Steve, hey, what are you thinking?
What's moving the needle?
Well, for everybody who doesn't know who Chelsea is, she helps. She is gifted at helping you set up targeted ads and being able to create a digital billboard. One of the things we do is we talk about there's two areas of prospecting. There is fishing and hunting, which is what I'm doing today, primarily the phone calls and direct ask for the business. And there's farming. And one of the four pieces of farming is digital marketing and what you would call targeted Facebook ads. And so Chelsea is really has been a gift to so many of us in helping us set up your targeted ads. And that's where you're able to have a very specific list of your friends, family, past clients, realtors, and you literally can put a custom list, first name, last name, email, cell phone, and you upload it. And then when you do your ads, it goes just to those people, and you could spend as little as $5 a day. And literally every time they get into their Facebook or Instagram, they see you everywhere. And that's what Carl was talking about earlier. You become the mayor of all of the community that you have on these lists. And so that's what Chelsea helps us with. What to post, when to post, how do I get it up? She'll help you set up the ads. I mean, it's unbelievable what she does. She's helped our teams, and it's just remarkable. So with that, maybe, you were saying, what do we talk about, Frank? Maybe we talk about Chelsea. What are some of the things that you're helping clients with? What type of ads are people putting that are getting the most return or becoming most effective or helping people stay top of mind?
Yeah. So the main goal when you're running paid ads to your targeted audience list is going to be staying top of mind, getting visible in front of them, right? Because you want to be there when they're searching for somebody. So that way, when they're scrolling on social media and they have a client who, maybe is trying to get a VA loan and is struggling or needs a second opinion or anything like that, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, there's Brad. Brad, there you are. I'm going to give you a call. Or, there's Jennifer. I'm going to give her a call. So staying top of mind to those individuals. And one of the things that I know Carl and I have talked about in the past is ads that teach, touch, tell, or sell. Those are going to kind of be some really good topics to think about when you're putting out your ads. And some of the really cool ads that I see and that I do or have my clients do is one, and if you might want to take notes on this one, but one is a review ad. So if you have never ran ads in the past, if you are just now trying to target your audiences, pull your list of real estate agents, pull your list of past clients and pre-approved and lookings, right? Pull all of your list that you have, put them into one ad campaign, and then run an ad about your reviews, your positive reviews. And what I also want you to do with that is do a story. So not just pull Google reviews or Zillow reviews or whatever the case may be. I want you to think about maybe a client that you had that was a single mama who, struggled to get a loan, and now like you were able to give her a second opinion, and in 30 days she is in her home and like rearing to go, right? Like so excited, tell that story inside of that ad. Okay. And then what I want you to do is I want you to run that ad to that entire list of people. And what I see happen a lot of times, especially if you have a strong past client database, your past clients are commenting on your ad saying, "Wow, Dan, you were amazing," or "Greg, he was so good. We used him to close on our home," and they're commenting and engaging. And guess what? Because you have those real estate agents also being targeted in that same ad, they're seeing that engagement on that ad. So that's one that I love doing. And then the second one I also love doing is I love touch one. So if you think about Facebook ads, you are literally handing Facebook on a silver platter exactly who you want to target. Like you're telling Facebook, here are the agents, here are the past clients I want to be in front of, right? When you are organically posting, meaning you're posting on your Facebook or your Instagram and not running paid ads, you don't know if you're hitting those agents. They might not be following you. They might not see you. Those past clients might not be like your Facebook business page or your Instagram. So these you're literally just like, here you go, Facebook. Please, get in front of these individuals. And so I love also using paid ads as a way to showcase what you could or would put on your social media accounts. Meaning, let's say, for example, my husband and I have a nonprofit for our son, Aiden. And so something that if you are out in the community for doing nonprofit work or doing charitable organization stuff, or you sponsored a little league or whatever the case is, that's a huge touch factor, right? Like that shows your agents that you're in the community, you're a part of them, you're a human, you're a person just like they are, giving back to the community. And so when you showcase that even in paid ads, again, because it's getting in front of exactly who you want them to be in front of versus just posting it as an organic, natural post on your page, they're going to see that and hopefully it touches their heart, right? And they're like, "Oh, wow, okay. Steven does, he's out in the community and, oh, I didn't know he supports my kids' little league," right? So those are just some things to kind of think about when you're running ads. It's not always, "Hey, I'm a loan officer, I can do loans and, all of this." You also want to think about how can you showcase who you are as a person and what you do outside of just mortgages. So those are some of the things that I love outside of really the sales part of the mortgage space.
Hey, Chelsea, can you run ads? So I know we could do custom audience. We've discussed that, right?
Yep.
And then of course you could go in there and pick an area and interests that people have and just try to have Facebook drop you in front of those people. But can you run an ad to like let's say I've got 4,000 friends. Can I just run an ad to my friends? The people that are friends with me or a group like that I'm in or other groups, or what's the scope of reach with these ads?
Yeah. So what you'll want to do when, let's say you're I have 4,000 friends on my Facebook page, I want to target them. Unfortunately, no, there's not really a way to target your personal friends. Now, you can target people that follow you on your Facebook page. You can boost posts to those individuals and see it. So there's ways that you can kind of get in front of them, but not necessarily in the way that I'm speaking with targeted ads. You would need their contact information.
Okay.
Hey, and Chelsea, what I think is fascinating about this is you're talking about if you like somebody were to say, how do I build my list? I would tell you if you ever had a name, cell phone, email address, I would put everybody who ever breathed next to you on the list. And what I love about it is, Chelsea, because you've helped me and helped Steph and helped a bunch of our team. It doesn't take a long time. It's just a handful of hours to get it set up. And there's two ways to do it. I can do it, or else I could have you help me do it. And what's really cool is then these ads are just running and people are like, well, it's got to cost a fortune. If you got a list of less than, say, 5,000 people, what we have found is it's hard to spend $5 a day.
Yeah.
Because it's just not a big list. And it's like, wow, you can be constantly in front of them.
Yep.
For very little dollars. And hey, it goes back to this. You know what it is, Frank and Carl? Do you remember in National Association of Realtors, that survey, 78% of people said they would use the realtor or the loan officer, but only 11% do because they simply forget about us.
Yeah, they don't know how to reach.
Yeah,
They're
like, who was that guy? Who was that girl? They were so good, but I can't remember. So
Yeah.
I tell you,
it's
I
such
really
a sneaky way to do it.
It
Yeah.
really is. I was just going to
I
say
have a
too.
personal experience that way, right? Like I'm not an LO, I'm a marketer. So when we bought our house 5 years ago, I obviously worked with a loan officer. She was great, no problems, but I have no idea who she is. And have had friends that have purchased and bought like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I wasn't in the loan officer space like I am now. So I
Otherwise, you'd have called your brothers.
otherwise I would have been like, excuse me.
You'd have called
Yeah.
Steve.
But I don't know. And I have had people that are looking for homes and closing on homes, and I send them, the LOs that I know, but it's not the one that I used because I have never seen her or heard from her again. So
Yeah.
this is a really easy way to stay in front of your past clients. And also, as a side note, I'm a co-borrower. So make sure that you are
That's a
also
big point.
targeting your
That's a big
co-borrowers,
point.
not just your
Yeah.
borrowers.
That's a
Yeah.
big one.
Because I'm the one that people reach out to when they're buying a home and they're like, I know you're in the LO space. Who do you recommend? Right?
Right.
Make
Right.
sure you're also pulling those co-borrowers if they're on there.
Hey,
Okay,
Frank,
listen.
before we get over to Mike, let me say one thing.
Yeah.
For all of our members, we have content that walks through targeted ads. So there's a whole section in there. And it does it. And so just keep in mind we've got that. But I'll tell you this, and I can just speak for personal experience. I would reach out to Chelsea, and it's fully, hey, and drop it in the chat team. It's fullyalignedmarketing.com. She has been such a gift. And where it would have taken us more time to set it up, being able to have her walk us through it step by step, it is an incredible investment to be able to use and not use, but work with Chelsea. So I can speak personally, and I would say I know you had a couple of spots you opened up on your calendar. Somebody said, how do I get in touch with you? Go to fullyalignedmarketing.com. And right here on your website, it just says contact us. And so you just literally book a time and then see if it's a good fit, but she can help you. And what I love about it is if you'll start it now, you'll literally, the day she started doing the ads for my wife a couple of months ago, Steph got back in the business. First day, she got a lead, a true story. This happened just 45 days ago. First day, first lead, the loan closed in 30 days. And it was a friend of ours who was going through a divorce who just totally forgot that we were in the business. And so it absolutely works, and she can help you with it. So
Yeah. And just for perfect clarity, Chelsea doesn't pay us to recommend her.
100%.
We pay her. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put this on the table.
a
So
gift.
I literally write Chelsea a check every month. And so she's not writing a check for us to endorse her. Even though if you feel guilty, Chelsea, I'm just saying, you ever feel
Perfectly
guilty?
fine.
Do everything
Yeah.
to the right of the decimal part.
Everything
There
to the
you
right
go.
of the deal. But it is,
Deal.
yeah, I would definitely get on the call with Chelsea, and if nothing else, show her what you're doing, and she'll give you some pointers about
Yeah.
how to make it
She's
even
gifted.
better. So it's
Yeah.
a fantastic resource. I
Yeah.
tell you, it has never been easier to become Oprah.
That's right.
Right? It has never been easier because for the first time ever, small people like, and I say small, you know what I mean, but small business people like us, and even the biggest here is a small business person in the world.
Right.
That for the first time ever, we can position ourselves as Ford, McDonald's, Nike,
Yep.
Walmart. Like
Yep.
you can be in your area, you can be the local celebrity, and Chelsea's definitely walked us through how to do that. It's no secret we got the biggest mortgage fan page in all of the mortgage industry, and Chelsea's the one that ran the ads to it for the last, I don't know, 5-10 years or something like that, long time, and so or 4 years, 5 years, something like that. So she's been a huge part of our growth, and I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend it. It's so much easier. Like Frank, I know you call loan officers from time to time, when they answer, they go, "Is this the real Frank?
This
Is
is
this an
Frank,
AI
right?"
Frank, or is it the real Frank?" And it's strictly the impact of the social media and being seen as being everywhere, but you're not everywhere. You're just wherever they look. In the Facebook ads, it's never been easier to do it. So, my highest recommendations. What was that link again?
I appreciate that.
Fullyalignedmarketing.com.
Yeah,
Yep.
we dropped it in the chat.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And
Let's do,
I would love to, if I'm also, you can find me on Instagram at the Chelsea Gardner, so you can always reach out to me there too. I love to connect and cheerlead everyone on when you're posting and sharing and all of that too. So
yeah.
Cool. Let's rip through some questions here real quick.
Yeah, we got to get through them pretty quick, guys. So we'll try Mike again, Monica, Greg, Yolande, and Sharon. So Mike, let's see if you're connected now.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We got you.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So Chelsea, amazing. Carl, Steve, you guys are absolutely awesome. A word of support, a word of encouragement, and gratitude. Listen, the DSP absolutely works. Stick to the basics. Yesterday, I made 100 phone calls. I had 15 conversations. I got 5 referrals. Took one application. Great day, fantastic day. I felt wonderful all day long because you never know what you're going to get, right? Here's the cool part. And that's the cool part. Here's the icing on the cake. You're not going to believe this. Frank has got wild stories about, oh, I did a $2 million weed deal, or I did a $5 million this or that deal. Here's a good one. Get this. My 203K specialist, I've used this guy off and on for years, has accumulated some cash. They're buying a $3 million building for cash, ripping it down, and they have the opportunity for a $35 million assisted living finance project. He wants me in the mix. Hello. I mean, was that worth it just to have that in the background? Now, that's a participation load. Not one deal is going to do 35 million. We're a broker. We have ways to find commercial money, but do yourself a favor, make 100 phone calls and see what comes up, because you never know if you're going to have a day like that.
Wonderful.
Stuff,
awesome, brother. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. Go ahead and call me on that big deal. I'll help you. I'm kidding. All right. Monica, what you got?
Okay, the question is for Chelsea. I have a Facebook ad for my business and a personal one. I noticed that on my business ones, I get likes from people from all over the world. Do you have any suggestions how to get the local people to like my business page?
Yeah, so 2 things. One, if you're running a page like ad campaign, so if you're trying to get page likes and you're actually putting money behind a campaign for that, then you want to make sure that you're only targeting your area. So there's a way to do that inside of your ad set. If you are seeing page likes just organically from all over, you can actually, there's settings, and I would Google it, and Facebook should give you the step-by-step guide. There's settings that you can turn off for visibility outside of the US.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Good stuff. Greg, what you got?
Ever since we started talking about this, I've been, Chelsea, I've been thinking about doing this with realtors, like giving them money, having them just the videos they already share target. I talked to a realtor and he said his problem is his business page was hacked and apparently Facebook made it impossible to get back. Is that something you've heard before?
Yes. And unfortunately, it's very impossible to get back. It's very hard. There's ways, and you can send in support. There's also ways to send in, there's certain links that you can go to and try and submit like business certificates and things like that to try and get your accounts back. But yes, it is a very difficult process, and it's not always positive on the back end there.
Right. Is there a way I can pay directly for my realtor's ads, or do I just need to like Venmo them money for their own business pages?
Yeah, so I would, unless you're running the ads through your ad account for them, I would not recommend, and it's going to go through your business page if you're running that ad. So I would not, because then Facebook charges through the account. So then you'd have to set up your credit card on their pages, and yeah, so I wouldn't recommend that.
All right, I have to reach out to you. I got a lot of questions. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greg, another take on that might be, instead of paying for their ads, teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them. Mm-hmm. Become part of Chelsea's or somebody's service, and get input, learn, and then teach. And that doesn't cost you a dime. And frankly, I don't know. So this. I don't mean this to sound off color. I wish there's a better way to say this, but like, I don't want to be somebody's. I don't know.
I hear
you.
I was thinking like hooker. I don't want to be somebody's
sugar daddy.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, sugar daddy. I don't want to be somebody's sugar daddy. That I'd much rather position myself in being their teacher, because a teacher is reverend, and a sugar daddy is just they're as good as long as they're writing the checks. And as soon as they stop writing their checks, I'm out. Right. So I'd much rather you. And I get you, brother. I love where your heart is, but I think the positioning of that is not always a positive thing.
Yeah. Perfect. That's actually much better than what I was thinking. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah, Vinny said piggy bank. That's probably a better one.
Piggy bank. Thank you.
All right.
Always try to keep this.
Yewande, what you got?
Thank you so much for this. This has been very helpful. So I have two quick questions. Number one, Chelsea, have you done any marketing study to see if there is more affinity, popularity of up and coming social media outlets like WhatsApp, right, compared to Facebook, especially in the immigrant community? Have you found out that one is more powerful or reaches more people than the other? That is the first question. Then number two, if I'm using WhatsApp, can I use some of these Facebook strategies to reach my audience?
So a few things. One is where you are in terms of being on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Threads, wherever. You want to base it around where your audience is going to be, right? So what I have found just in, anytime I do coaching or talking or anything like that, we can do that here too, but what I like to do is ask, where do you spend most of your time personally? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? So if you guys are in the chat, like drop in the chat, where do you spend most of your time if you're perusing social media? Is it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Where are you at? What I have found is a lot of people, surprisingly, are still on Facebook, especially in the mortgage real estate realm. Moving over into Instagram a little bit. Now, when you run targeted ads, I recommend that doing the cross posting on Facebook and Instagram. WhatsApp, to be 100% honest, I am not familiar with whatsoever.
Yeah, we did a thing the other day. I was speaking in front of a large group, probably about 300 people there, something like that, loan officers. And we did the same thing, like, where are most of you at? I think it was like literally like over 80% of the room was Facebook.
Yeah.
And the other 20%. And so, yeah, it seems like Facebook, like if you had to pick one play, not that we have to pick one, but if we had to pick one, Chelsea, would Facebook be the one?
Yeah, I would say, well, because you can cross post, I would do Meta, Facebook and Instagram, because they're combined. I look at them as almost the same in the sense of the amount of effort and work that you have to put into it. Now, engagement, all of that separately, I would look at Facebook if that's where the majority of the audiences are.
I find that Facebook and Instagram tend to be a little bit of a how do you say it, mature audience.
Yeah, older audience.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Steve. I feel better now. So
No. I mean, but it really is probably
I appreciate
30s
that.
and ups.
So
Yeah.
it's where us old farts hang out, as Steve is saying. And those are the people that have money.
That's right.
Those are the people that are customers, that the 16-year-olds that are on this newest thing per se. And I'm not saying that's the case, but while they might get all these views from these unemployed 16-year-olds, the people that actually have the money tend to still be on the elephant in the room. Yeah.
Sharon. Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
All right. Well, I have a boomer question. So on like Instagram or anywhere that you're posting something about a realtor or open house or just something that you've done, if you post their name, if you attach the link to their name, is that a problem? Just like it would be for a link to the listing?
No. So like if you're tagging them, so if like you
Tagging,
were
there you
posting
go.
and you were like, oh, okay, like I'm working with Dan, and you tag Dan, no.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Sharon. Appreciate it. Good question.
Hey, Chelsea, as we head out the door, Chelsea, just one last question. Give me one thing to make sure that I'm doing.
One thing to make sure that you're doing, I would say make sure that you are building a list that you can target directly. Pull a list, whether it be your agents. If you are very active on your socials but not running ads, then start finding ways to gather their information from them following you in your account so that you can run targeted ads to them.
Yeah.
You don't own your accounts, so I always recommend getting, as best you can, get them off of your account in the sense of getting their emails and such.
Yeah. Targeted ads, that's the only way to do this thing. I tell you that people that avoid the organic way of doing social media, I'm telling you, it's just
we're seeing a significant drop in reach. Not just, I mean, and I hear it from everyone, but significant drop in reach. It's getting very, very much so pay to play on the platforms.
I saw a stat the other day, and maybe you got a different stat, which I'm sure is more accurate. That like if we all do a post, that somewhere between 5 and 10% of our friends see it on Facebook.
Yeah,
is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, it's dropping pretty significantly. I don't know. Everyone in the marketing realm thinks that they're going through an algorithm change, but of course, they don't really like announce algorithm changes. So we think they're doing some stuff on the back end to see the significant drop in reach. But again, the hard part is, like I said, using those paid ads to get directly in front of the silver platter list that you're handing them is going to be your best option if you're trying to be seen. And if you're consistently posting on social and you're like, I'm just not getting visible, no one's engaging, then pull those lists and run those ads.
Yeah. And the good news is you can do it so inexpensively too.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah. So, wow. Okay, great. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here as always. Fullyalignedmarketing.com. There's a link in the chat, fullyalignedmarketing.com.
And if you listen as a podcast, we'll put it in the show notes. So reach out to our podcast listeners. Podcast is getting some traction, Frank.
I know. It's cool. Like you said, I'm using it too. Like, yeah,
I was so concerned. So if those of us watching this live, we're seeing each other and we're reading stuff through the chat. And I thought, gosh, I don't know if it's going to convey on the podcast, because of the visual component that we have of it live. But dude, I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was. I thought I could follow it on. It was good. The days that I'm traveling or something like that, I can listen to it on my plane flight home. I could listen to it. So good stuff.
It's really cool, man. It's super cool.
So you were right. I was wrong once again. So
well, I was in the Navy.
Again.
Yeah. So anyways, all right, guys, let's get out of here. Today is Thursday, pre-approved and lookings. Let's give those people a call, keep them motivated, ask for the business, touch the lead, touch the partner. That's basically what we do. And we'll be here tomorrow with Chris Johnstone and that AI stuff, right? Tomorrow's going to be a huge one for the AI stuff. You got to be here tomorrow. So you guys have a great day, and we will catch up with you later. Adios, my friends. Bye-bye.
A wonderful day, everybody. Thanks so much, Chelsea. This was awesome.
Guys. Appreciate it.